Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I know I said I'd do a page in Joanna's Magical Worlds, but I just feel really Christmassy and I want to do something wintry and lovely. And I'm going to try playing with the Arrtx watercolour pencils because they are so beautiful. I did do a review on them if you haven't seen it. They are really lovely pencils. So I'm going to get those set up. And then the page that I've chosen is this beautiful snowman. So I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe some acrylic paint in the background. Maybe, we'll see. But I'm going to start with these piles of snow around our snowman to see if I can pull it off. So these are the incredible colours that you get. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go in to start with maybe this sky blue. And we can do it really, really lightly. Sky blue, maybe a little bit of the mint green really lightly, and possibly like some, this is supposed to be light cyan, but it's more like a silvery grey to me. So they don't have numbers, but they don't have names, but they do have numbers. So I need 304. It's not that one. I've just rammed these back in. So 304. And then I would like a little bit of a sort of light green. I think the mint green's probably my best bet, and do it very lightly. So 512. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go off and find all the pencils that I want to use. And then I'll meet you back. See you in a second. Okay, I've got them all. I'm just going to give them a sharpen because when I did my swatches I didn't sharpen them at all. So I'm just going to give them a bit of a nice point so that I've got a bit more control on this little bit of snow. I know I'm being a bit chicken, but there you go. It's such a beautiful book, I do not want to wreck it. So, and I'm thinking we go in with blues and maybe the little bit of the aqua and the grey just to give us some shadowing. Okay, so I'm going to start with this 304, 512 and 710. I don't know where the 502 came from. I'll put them on the screen. If you don't have the Arrtx watercolour pencils, you need them. No, if you don't have the Arrtx watercolour pencils, you could certainly pull out any watercolour pencils you've got. But I'm just going to go in really lightly with this to start with and just see how it works, because if I don't like it, and I'm not very accomplished with watercolour supplies, watercolour pencils, sorry, but if I don't like it down here, it can be easily covered. So I'm going to pick out where I think I want some shadow, and Hannah's given us a good indication of where that should be. So I'm going to get a bit of this blue in. I'm just going to try this tiny one to start with. I'll bring you in a little bit closer so you can see a bit more detail, because I am doing it really lightly, like this. Okay, then I'm going to add a bit of this 512, which is mint green, but I'm going to do it really cautiously, so really very gently, so just so I get a hint of that green in there. Okay, and then I'm not going to fill up all the white, but I'm going to take this like silver grey and just check I've got the right colour. Yeah, it's called light cyan, but it's like a silver to me, and I'm just going to put a little bit of silver in here and then leave some white. Okay, so before I get too cocky and brave, I'm going to take my Derwent watercolour brush, make sure I've got the right one, make sure it's working. Oh, yeah, it's working. Just splattered all over me. And I'm going to try and do it so that I go from the lightest part into the darkest part. And hopefully this watercolour brush will behave. and I haven't tested the paper, but it's Hanna's paper and it usually takes some water very, very nicely. So look at that. That's really pretty. That's really, really pretty. Okay, so we're going to do a bit more. So I'm going to start with my, what colour is it? Sky Blue 304. And I'm going to put in, again, just where I want some shadows. We're going to have to be quite careful with that green because it does overtake everything. But yeah, I was feeling very Christmassy, and my fault. And we have such a short window of time to colour our Christmas pages. So I thought we'd go with the flow. Now, if you don't have Hanna's book, you can't get hold of it. I know it's been difficult to get hold of. I got mine from iMusic. I don't know if they've got them back in stock or not. You could use this for any snowman and background. Because this is such a big background, I don't really fancy doing it all in watercolour pencil. But we'll see how we get on. I might really enjoy it and want to carry on. So we can get back to Joanna. We've got all year round to do Joanna's book, but we don't have necessarily all year round to do Christmas pages. So I thought it was important that we started, and I know a few of my members and Patreons were like, yeah, let's do Christmas. So, and then I'm going to go in, I need a bit of green here. I think together that blue and green really works. And also, the other thing is if you're not confident with these, you can use them dry. You don't need to necessarily wet them, but they do look beautiful. Look at that, you know, you wouldn't even know. They just dissolve so lovely. Okay. So I'm still suffering with my back. It's driving me mad. I've got a slip disc in my back and it's very painful. So I'm using a piece of paper by the side of me rather than a tissue when I'm using these watercolour brushes because, or water brushes, because I find tissue dries it out. Whereas water, you can clean your brush off, stop it getting too loaded with the colour, but it doesn't dry out the brush. Oh, I'm so impressed with these. They are glorious. Look at that. Look how they blend. So I was saying in the review that actually one of the things that really bugs me about budget watercolour pencils is that they don't dissolve. You get that granular look. And you get pencil marks, and that really bugs me. But these, I think UK price were £30-something. It's for 72 is in them. And this is not a sponsored video, this is me just giving you my opinion, and it is just my opinion, so don't shoot me down here. But for £30-something, they dissolve like professional pencils. I'm so impressed with them. And I've really struggled in the past with watercolour pencils. I've got the Albert Durers, which are, don't get me wrong, incredible, but you do get like a drag. It feels like you get drag on the paper, whereas these feel like soft, responsive pencils. So we'll see. I don't want to colour, I don't want any more colour on this snow down here. But when we get to the actual snowman, I'm going to go back over with them dry and see what happens. yeah, Arrtx are, I really enjoy their pencils. And so when I got the opportunity to try these, I was so excited, and I wasn't disappointed at all. Okay, we'll put a little bit of that silvery grey in. And then what I can do is, when that's completely dry, because it's gone very greeny, which, you know, I knew it would, but we can come back in with a little bit more of that sky blue dry, and oh, you can wet it again if you want to, but I'm just going to try going over it dry, just to add a little bit more of that blue in. But I think this is going to be gorgeous when we put some glitter over the top, which of course we're going to do. Yeah, it's very wintry and cold here in the UK. We've had some snow. Not a lot, but the whole country grinds to a halt very quickly in the UK when we have snow, because we're just not equipped for it. We're not equipped in this country really for extreme weathers. Our summers get hotter and hotter, but we don't have air conditioning. We know that there's likely to be snow each year, but we still seem to get caught out and every school in the country shuts down. I'm exaggerating, of course. But so every year I worked at school, we'd all the staff would be praying for a snow day. Just that one day where you wake up and open the curtains and there's snow and you don't have to go in. And of course this year I'm not working. And we got the snow, but the schools here didn't shut. Some of the primary schools did, but the secondary schools didn't. So I'd have been devastated, because I opened the curtains that morning, it was like, whoa, it snowed! And to find out the school hadn't shut for the day, I would have been very upset. Look how they melt, or I should say dissolve, but melt seems more fitting on this page. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Subtle and lovely, and it should dry a little bit lighter. So when it's dry, we can go back in with I'm going to try going back in with the blue. So I'm just going to, if you're wearing headphones, I'm going to just give it a quick blast, because we haven't used that much water, so it should dry very quickly. But do be aware, this is quite loud. There we go. You want to make sure that it is completely dry before you go back in, otherwise the tip on your pencil is going to dissolve. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the sky blue in, I think. Just a little bit in certain areas, because it's gone that beautiful aqua-y colour, but I want a little bit more cold blue in there. Just in our dark spots. Look at that. And they are colouring over perfectly well. And this paper is very smooth, but they're coping brilliantly. So if we just add a little bit more of that blue. So I did contact Arrtx and said to them a couple of questions. Are you planning on bringing out a 120 set? Because I know a few people were saying that they didn't want to invest in this set if they were going to bring out a bigger set. And Arrtx's response was they would see how this set was received. If it was really popular, they would try and bring out a bigger set. But obviously that'll be a long way down the line, and I'm quite happy to purchase a second set, so I've got spares. But yeah, so we know now the dry pencil works perfectly over the top. You can reactivate that if you want to, but I quite like the intensity there. Okay, I am going to go off and select some other colours. Like, I think I want to do his nose, his carroty nose, and I'll come back to you when I've got those selected, so you're not sitting watching while I'm trying to find my pencils, because they came in lovely order and mine are all now disarrayed. Complete disarray. Alright my lovely, see you in a sec. So I had a little brainwave while I was off camera, and I was thinking this is very icy looking instead of like more snow. So I took 419, which is lilac. It's a very, very pale purple. And where we went in dry, and I'm using this dry as well, I'm just going to put some tiny bits of purple in there. Not everywhere, we'll just plop it in some darker areas. I'm doing it dry because I don't want to muddy everything up. With that purple and that yellow green, if I wet that, we're likely to get sort of a grey muddy colour, aren't we? Oops. Okay, so I think that will really help just to enhance it even further. Just that little bit of lilac in there. You don't have to do too much, just, and then we can do that on our snowman too. I think that really helps. Just gives us a bit more depth, a bit more shadow. There. It does make a bit of a difference, doesn't it? Okay, I've got carroty colours. I've got, let me see, 650, which is reddish brown, and then I'm going straight in with 155, which is carrot orange. And then I've got 125, which is chrome orange, which is a lovely soft orange. So we're going to do his carroty nose. Now, on a snowman, we've got to have coal eyes and smile. God, I can't get my words out, but I don't know what to do with his eyebrows. So whether there'll be bits of carrot or not, I don't know. It depends on how this works out. So let's go in with our darkest first, which is 650, that reddish brown. And I'm trying to be really cautious here, because I want this as our sort of shadow colour. I do get really worried about colouring, especially in a book like this that is so precious. I just adore it. I do get really worried about, I just don't, you know, I get that I'm not good enough thing. Do you get that when you've got a precious book? I am going to practice more with these because I think they're fabulous. So there'll be a few pages in my finished pages this month, hopefully. Okay, we're going to switch now to our carrot orange, and I know I've got the shakes, and it's not nervousness. I think it's probably because I'm leaning on this arm to support myself because of my back, and then you know you get the pain as well. So sorry, it's just the very tips. It's where I sharpen everything too much. So I'm backtracking over that reddish brown with our carrot orange, because the carrot orange is super, super bright. It's that one. Super bright. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I'm going to go in with this chrome orange, which is a lovely soft orange. And we'll put that in on the top. And then don't forget, I can always come back with dry pencils and redo it. But okay, so I'm going to take my watercolour, my water brush, and I'm going to start at the top on this chrome orange because I want to keep that highlight, so I'm preserving that highlight. Okay, and then I'm going to start to pull down that carrot orange, which immediately comes to life. It's a bit like Inktense, isn't it? Look at that. And then blend it into that reddish brown at the bottom. Okay, clean my brush off again, and then I'm just going to sort of help them blend a little better. And we've got one little carrot mouth. Nose, even. Gosh, Lucy, wake up. Alright, so should we carry on? Let's do a bit of snowman body, and then you can see how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do it exactly the same as we did the snow down here, but I think we'll probably add a little bit more purple. So I'm going in with this blue. And I'm going to follow these little folds of the snowball. Like this. And I'm going to come down round his scarf, and I'm going to try and leave this centre bit white. Like this. Then go in with our mint green, but be very careful with it again, like we did before. So we're going to have to take this step by step. So we're going to have to do wet it, let it dry, or dry it off, and then go over it with the dry pencils. Okay, then I'm going to put in that silvery grey. It's barely visible, but it will help with shadowing. Okay, so I've got a little white bit in the centre, and I'm not going to put the lilac in until we come back. So I'm going to smush all this together, and I'm supposed to go from dark to light, from light to dark, but I didn't because I forgot. Anyway, there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. Alright. Watch your ears. Here it comes. There we go. Because we use hardly any water, it takes seconds to dry. So I'm now going back in with my blue. I might even go back in with a little bit, oh no, not that one. I might go back in with a little bit of mint green. I think I've been a bit too scaredy. Like that. Okay, and then let's take that purple, or lilac rather, and put that in. I think that really just adds to the chilliness of it. Very chilly snowman. And then I'm going to take a white Prisma, see how that responds. Let's try and just blend that, because as you can see it's started to go grey there, so this is why I'm doing it dry, so I don't want to muddy colours. Ta-da! Nice and easy. And then you think if we get, when we get a background on here, which I'm also going to do in blues but acrylic paint, and then we white out some of this snow. Oh, it's just going to look beautiful. It's going to look so gorgeous. So if I do this side with you, so I'm going to come up here with the blue. I'm going to be a little bit less conservative, shall I say. I'm going to put some more colour on him. And I might just blend that bit of green out there. A little bit heavy-handed maybe with the green. There we go. I just wanted to be able to show you as well that you can go back over with them dry. I know our incredible Shelley, whose YouTube channel, she does some incredible work with her Elbook drawers, but I've never got on with them like that, to be able to go back in dry like she does. I tried, but I just couldn't get on with them. But these, I don't know, I think it's just your style of colouring, whatever, you know, however you style, your style. And of late, I think I'm trying to do, particularly on our Patreon, my Patreon, we're focusing on simple but effective colouring, so that you don't have to spend hours and hours layering, but you still get a decent effect, you know. So a little bit, let's put a little tiny bit of this silvery grey in. Like that. Okay, let's wet that. So from light into the dark. Clean my brush off in between, just so I haven't got too much pigment on there. And then we'll just keep activating it. Can you see just how beautiful they are? Oh my gosh. And they're quick, aren't they? Right, watch your ears again. Here it comes. Here we are. Let's go back in with our blue. Okay, and then a tiny bit of the lilac, just in those shadowy areas. We don't need to put it everywhere, just some little randomy spots. There we go. Isn't that cute? Okay, we're going to do the same on the face. I wonder if I need a little bit more green. I'm just thinking that when I do the outline, mind you, I can use my Tooly Arts, it doesn't necessarily have to be white. So I'm just thinking when we do the outline on him that we'll lose him if we haven't got some colour there. Because when you outline, can you see? Yeah, when you outline things, it tones it right down. So to have that little bit of extra colour won't hurt. Just softening all that off. Here we go. Alright, let's go and do the body exactly the same the other side. And then we'll meet back up, we'll do the face together, because I don't know whether I want to put, I don't know, we'll see. So, and then I'll get the colours out for the hat, the scarf, and the rest of the bits. And we'll meet back up then. Alright, see you in a sec. Okay, finished his body. I really like it. I love the little touch of purple. I think that really helps. I do need to soften that off. I've put quite a lot of little swirly marks there with pencil. That's my doing, not... So I'm just softening that off. I want to be careful if you add water, because like I said, I don't want it to go grey. Alright, so you can do it, you just have to be quite careful. Just softening that off. Alright. So I want to go back to his carroty nose, and I just want to put some dry pencil on there. So back to our, what was it, reddish brown, 560, no, yeah, oh gosh, I get everything mixed up, it's like dyslexic tendencies. It is reddish brown. So I'm just going to darken up the bottom of his nose, like that. My fault. And then put the orange on there. I promise you they don't break, they sharpen beautifully. It's because I've got these mechanical ones, and I don't know, just can't help myself. I just go sharpen them too much. My Prismas, it happens with them all the time. Okay, so I've filled in his little carroty nose. Right, I want to do his face before we carry on. So let's get our snow colours back out. And I know it's a bit same old, but I was thinking that I might put some purple around around his cheek areas, or maybe we might even add some pink in there just for a little bit of blush. So I'm going to put the shadow in around his hat. Might have a little bit under his nose. We could try adding a little bit of pink, give him a bit of a pink flush cheek around the coal on his eyes. But we'll see, when I've done him, I'll kind of know whether I want to add anything else to him. Getting that blue in. Okay, and the mint green. I'm being a little less conservative and a little less unsure of them as well now. Okay, let us, I'm not going to put the grey in for a minute because I don't know if I want that pink or not, so I'm going to, let's activate this. Be careful not to go round drag any carrot in there, that would not be good. Okay, right. Headphone warning. And there's no bleed through whatsoever. If I can move you over so you can see. No bleed through. Perfect page. Okay, right, so we're going to add our bit more blue. This will help us transition between the blue and the purple when we add that shadow in. Okay. Bit more of the mint, because I'm still a bit more conservative. And also, they're watercolour pencils, so they dry lighter than when you first put them down as pencil. And I love the combination together. That colour that these two make together is beautiful. Okay. Alright, let's grab our lilac and put in our shadows. Just going to twist you around a little bit. I'm going to put some under his nose. A little bit in that dip there. I think that purple really does lift that combination. I think it looks really cool. Okay, so do I want... I don't know that I do. I'm going to put some shadow around his coal eyes, some of the lilac around his coal. And around these little bits down here. Okay. I don't know that I want... I don't know whether I want to put a bit of pink in there or not. We could try it, but... See, they're all quite intense pinks that we've got. I was going to put a bit of blush on his little cheeks, but... what have we got? What's the palest? Peach Pink 204. This one. They're very intense. So I'm going to sharpen it. And I think I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of dry pencil. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I think we can go with that. I think we can afford that tiny bit of pink there. It's not going to hurt anyone. Might make him appear less Halloween. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, I like the little bit of pink. That looks really nice actually. We could add that to some other parts if we wanted. Just lightly, let's add that to some of those. Yeah, look, that really, oh, that's cool. See, I keep saying my motto, I said we should have, my members and my Patreons, we should have t-shirts made. One side that says be brave and the other one that says dang it for when I get things wrong. It does lift that white a little bit, doesn't it? It makes him, oh, I've got a streak there. Just makes him look a little bit more friendly. A bit less Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, poor little fella. Not Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, no Freddy here. Okay, and I'm not gonna wet that. I'm gonna leave that dry because I don't want to muddy things up. And I think enough. I might put a little bit down. No, I'm just going to leave it to the snowman. Okay, alright. So I've got a couple of colours. We've got such a tiny space to do his little twiggy arms. I think we'll do his eyebrows in this too. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Twig eyebrows. So I've got 652, which is tea brown, a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. And then I've got 705, which is beige, an equally gorgeous colour. So I'm going to come in with this tea brown. Can you see? Shall I come in a little bit? I don't want to come in too far because I end up losing you and the camera goes out of focus a bit. Okay, so we're going to put the tea brown in and then we'll come in with that beige. Now it's a good job I've got a very fine Derwent brush, isn't it really? Let's try. Make sure there's no... Alright, let's come in from the beige and pull in that tea brown, which is an incredible colour. Okay, let that dry while we do the other one. We've got little birdies on this one. I think they might have to be little robins. So we'll get our little twig done. And obviously I'll come back in and deepen it up. And it's only like how I use my Inktense. I use Inktense really lightly too. And then end up having to go back in. But I'd rather be cautious than have to, you know, ruin the page. So I'd rather do that. Okay, let's pull this tea. Just making sure my brush is working. Let's pull the tea into the beige in this instance. Okay. Alright, is there any more? No, right, well, while we wait for that to dry, I got the black and I've got a very dark, what is this supposed to be? This is meant to be 745 charcoal grey. Now they both look really dark. The black is absolutely amazing and that's charcoal grey. So I thought we might do a bit of black into charcoal grey. On the bigger areas. I think his buttons, they should be coal, but I think I'm going to make them, that needs more. There we go, now I've overdone it. So we're going to go in with the black 799 and we're going to put, excuse my fingers, I'm going to put that black at the bottom and then a little bit of that charcoal grey. Now, if I don't like this, I'll just go in with pencil or something. Okay. Oh, I've got a big pool of water. Okay, leave alone, let it dry. I wonder if I can just... The last thing I want is black seeping through. If I can just pick some of it up. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Yeah, because I'm making a mess on my page. Eesh. That's the trouble with these brushes. They're either dry like the Sahara Desert or swamp like a swimming pool. So my black into grey didn't go to plan, did it? Is my hand clean? But I said I would try them, and try them I am. That's okay, we can come back in with a little bit of a white pen and give it some highlight. Okay, behave yourself now. Got the shakes now. Okay, leave it alone. Hey, I think, right, okay, well I was going to switch to Prismas, but I'm not. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to carry on. Okay. We need Black Coal Smile. Like this. I don't think I'm going to try and add the grey into these tiny spots. I'm just going to activate the black. And then I'll let it dry and we'll put some little highlights in there. Okay, risky business over. Thank goodness. Okay. Right, let's go back, and I'm just going to use the dry pencil here to deepen up this. And you might say, well, why don't you just colour it all dry? But you get different tones, look, because they dry differently, and then when you add your dry pencil, you get a different look. And also, they're in harmony with each other because they're the same colours. Okay, little sticky arms. It's a good job I'm painting the background, isn't it? I've got a big grey streak now. Okay, and then our beige. Okay, I think that's risky business over. I'm going to do the eyebrows the same. So, tea brown. And I'm not going to try and activate those. My hands are way too shaky, as you've seen. And then the beige. We could get a bit of coffee, I suppose. Yeah, let's do that. Right, I want some coffee, which is 660, and I can see it straight away. Look at that. Coffee. Alright, 660 coffee. And we're going to put that in. That's a lovely deep, dark. Okay, let's put some of that on his arms too. Bit in there. Can you see? Yeah. There we are. We're just deepening him up in some areas like that. And breathe. hole looks alright actually. I thought it was going to be horrendous, but that looks okay. And I think we might have the buttons in brown too, because I think the hat and scarf I'm going to do red. Well, we'll come back to it, we'll see. So this is the combination I've got out for the reds. I'll sharpen them as I go. We have got 288, which is dark red. Then I've got 233. Have I got 233? Or is that my brain playing tricks on me? 233. Tomato red. And then I've got 251. See, my brain, it just won't let me do this. 251 cherry red. So we want this one, which is 233 tomato red, to be our last, I think. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So let's go in and do the candy cane and be safe, shall we? So I'm going to start with 288, and we'll have the dark here. So we're going to come in with that. We'll see how these reds do now, shall we? Then we'll take 251. And then we'll take 233. Okay. Alright, I'll put 233 down so I know it's my palest. Because I just get confused. Numbers are easier, but on a grid like that, they just blow my mind. I can't do it. Look at that coming to life. My brush is... put it on a cloth. Spilling out lots of water on me. Okay, so we've got one little streak, and we'll do another one together. So 288. Two 251. And then in here we'll just pop a little bit of that. What did I say it was? I think it's tomato red. Our lightest colour. Alright, now if this brush would behave, I remember doing something with you guys on the channel and having to switch to a manual, you know, a traditional paintbrush, because my brushes just would not behave. There we go. Alright, so that's how we're going to do those. And I think we're going to do the hat as well, the same. So, and a scarf. I think we'll probably have candy stripe scarf. Yeah, I think so. Alright, so let's go in with our 288, our dark, and let's come round. Let's come round our shadows. Okay. I think I'm going to do this section by section. Well, we'll see. Okay, so here's our dark red. I think it actually is called dark red, isn't it? Yeah, dark red. Like that. Now I want to bring in these creases, so I'm going to come in here. bring up those creases. Then we're going to come in with, I think that's my light one, isn't it? 233. Is it? 251. Yeah. 251. And I'm backtracking over that dark red as well, so they blend nicely. And then we're going to bring in, well, I might want a bit more there. And bring in our third colour, which is 233, which is tomato red. Like that. Right, I'm going to activate that bit and see how this goes first before I carry on. Yep, I think that's going to be cool. Yeah. That's going to be so cute. Okay. So I'm carrying on. Be careful that I don't touch that bit. I know it seems silly doing that, but I just want to make sure that it looks okay. Move the 233 out of the way. Oh God, have I got that right? 251. See what I mean? Yeah, I have. My brain just likes to make my life that little bit harder. Okay, and our light one. I'm going in quite lightly with this one, especially as I get towards the edge there. Alright, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going, following Hannah's lines, put my dark in, section it off. That's my tummy rumbling if you can hear. Okay, then I'm going to take the next one. Backtrack over that dark red and pull out that cherry red. And then leave enough space for the tomato red. Alright, we'll do one more. So we'll do this big section together. Fill this up. Give a little bit of dark red there, it won't hurt. Cherry red. And then tomato red. Alright guys, give me one sec. Okay, sorry about that. So we're going to activate these. I'm going to do from my lightest again into my darkest. Like that. Because I've done that section, I'm just going to take my piece of paper and clean it off so I can maintain that highlight with the tomato red. Oh gosh, I hope this doesn't bleed through. It's just putting loads and loads of water out there. Okay, what I'm going to do, just quick, is take this brush comes with it. And I'm quickly going to take that dry and just mop up some of that water. If that's gone through, I'm going to be real mad. Okay. And then we'll just activate this one, and then I'll finish it off camera, and the candy cane. I'm not entirely sure yet about his scarf, so I'll come back to you with that. One sec. Sorry about that. My husband has got a hospital appointment today. Okay. So I'll come back to you when I've finished all of that, and we'll come back with our dry pencil and do some more detailing on it. So I will see you shortly. Okay, here we are. I love his dear little hat. So I went over it twice with the same combination. And I'm going to do his scarf in red because I think it's really lovely, this, and it will make our snow look more snowy. So I got a little set of apple barrel paints here, apple barrel essential. There's 12 colours in here, and they're gorgeous colours. So haven't used them yet. So this is sky blue. Now this is really important, that if you're buying paints and you want to colour over them, they must be matte. I mean, you can colour over other ones, but it's really challenging and it doesn't work like these. So I'm going to mask off my page, and then we're going to do a little technique where we put some, like, well, we're going to try. I'm going to put some other, we're going to sponge some colour on. So this, you have to be really careful with this tape. This is cheap. It's from Hobbycraft, but it ripped some of my paper. So what I do is heat it up with the heat gun to tape it off. So what I'm doing, because I'm so messy, is masking off the edges, and I'm allowing the masking tape to go over the edge like this. This is just how I do it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but this is just how I found for me, because, like I say, I am so darn messy. Okay. Alright. So I've got this hangover edge, and now I'm going to do one down here. And I'm going to cover the spine and the very edge of the page, like this. I'd rather have a little white line there than it go over and ruin my book. And I'm just going to fold that over like that. Okay. So now I can either do, because I've got here Admiral blue, or I've got sky blue. Now, do I go in with the dark and then put the white, the lighter colours on the top? Yeah, I reckon we should do that. Okay, so I'm taking a dark blue. I haven't used these before, so maybe I should have swatched them out. I've got my protective paper here, because I'm going to need it. I've got a little paint palette. Now, I will always mix up too much. Oh, look at that gorgeous colour. So that is Apple Barrel's Admiral Blue. You just want a dark blue. It's not going to matter. And then I'm taking, how intricate is the page? It's not too bad. I'm going to take, let's see, a Meaden number 6. Now these are for acrylic paints, and they're synthetics. I actually don't know if I've. Let's have a look. Okay, stop waffling. I'm going in. Be brave. Okay. Now I know that is dark, but I want the dark underneath. So I'm going to cover the entire thing. Oh gosh! If this is an error and it looks rubbish, I will. We can just go over with black and do some splattering or whatever. Which is why I'm not at all worried anymore about using acrylic paint on pages. This paintbrush has not been cleaned off properly, so I'm going to change that. Where am I going to put that? There, so I don't get it everywhere. Let's try this one. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, So I'm not going to make you watch while I fill this entire page up with Admiral Blue. I will fill it up and then I'll come back to you when it's completely dry and beautifully matte. Oh, a gorgeous colour. Wow. And then we'll do the next bit. Alright, see you in a sec. Okay, so I've got this beautiful Admiral Blue, and I did have to do 2 coats to get it opaque. But, so the next thing I want to try is a bit of an experiment, and I'm taking a sky blue or a light blue, and I've got this picture on Google, which I really love the look of. So this is what I'm going to try and go for. So I'm putting in, I don't know if these are different to, like, I've got this one, Apple Barrel Matte. Are they any different? I don't think so, but these ones seem more runny, less opaque. Okay, and I've got a sponge. If you don't have like a craft sponge, you can use a kitchen sponge, anything you want. I'm going to spray, can you see? I'm going to spray a bit of water in there, just to loosen it up a bit. They are quite runny anyway. And then I'm going to dip my sponge in there. Okay, I'm going to pull some colour off there. Okay, I'm going in. Scary. Okay, I don't want as much, so what I've done is I'm just sort of dabbing it on my tray, and let's go in. So yeah, this picture that I saw on Google, I put in Snowman, and this picture that I saw came up with this beautiful, like, blue mottled background. So I think I made the right decision going in with the dark colour first, and then I'm just going to sort of dapple it on. I've done this with gold as well, and it looks beautiful. This is what I've kept all my tape and everything on. Just get this sort of texture going. It will look better when I pull that tape off, but obviously I can't do that just yet. And then we can go in with other texture with pencil if we want. Okay, I've done the blue. Let's get that off. I'm going to try a little bit of the well, I've got 2 here in this set. I've got Laguna and I've got Caribbean. I reckon I'm going to try a bit of Caribbean, just to be awkward, you know. So a little bit, it goes a long way. And then I'm doing the same thing with my sponge, a bit of water. Ooh, that's bright. That's really bright. So I'm taking some off on the paper. Okay, let's see how that goes on. Some of that down here. Just going to use the dry side. Let's get up close to our snowman. Like that. I just wanted to check that the background was going to work first before we did this. Okay. I need a bit more of that aqua, I think. It's quite pretty. What colour did I say it was? Why is it not going to come out now? There we go. Caribbean. It's gorgeous. Let's have a little bit more of that bright in there. If you're going to do it, let's be brave about... Oh, look. Oh, it's tape. See, this is why I have tape on the page. Thank goodness. I'm so messy, and these techniques are messy, but and then the idea is I'm going to put some white pencil in places, maybe, or just do some splatter. I don't know. Oh, I like that bright green on there, that Caribbean. This is just an aqua colour, like aquamarine in the Prisma set. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Just do some little twists. Alright. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and then I'll be back. I've got, we're going to use some white because we're going to do some splattering, but I think I might like some sort of fuzzy white snow bits. So I'm going to let that dry and then I'll be back to you when I've cleared this up. Alright, I'll see you in a sec. Okay, we're getting there now. So what I did was tested a couple of colours on the background here. And I've got powder blue. These are from the Prisma colours because I want to go over this acrylic. 10% French grey and some white. So if I go in like and just do a little circle in the powder blue, go round that with the French grey or pull it out a bit, and then at the bottom go round that with some white. I don't want them too big, so let's try just the French 10% French grey and then a little bit of white. Like that. I'm just going to put these in sporadic areas, if you like, a little bit of just white on its own. Maybe let's try up here. So personally like the 10% French grey and the white better. I'm just trying to do a different way of doing some snow. I don't know if it works or it doesn't really, if it's necessary, but it will certainly help us just add a little bit more interest to our page, a little bit more, you know, oomph. And then I've got some glittery stuffs we can use, and maybe a bit of splattering. So to splatter I would have to cover our snowman, wouldn't I? I love how the pencils work on this paint, on this matte paint. It's just incredible. Let's do a little bit around there where I've got a few spongy marks. I think it works. I think it looks cute. And we could always grab, let me grab a white pen. I'm down to my Arrtx. I think my white Posca has died. I'm going to ask the family for Amazon vouchers so I can get supplies for the channel. Right, where is the white gone? Okay. It's obviously still in the bedroom. I think I've got a little one here, so we'll try this one. I'm not very keen on these little tiny fine nibs because they tend to splatter on me. But let's try just really illuminating that bottom bit with some, just a little tad of white in there. Okay, and we will get to finish the page, but I just wanted to, that looks like a smile, let's get rid of that. I just wanted to try something a bit different. And then we can put normal white ones in there. We could use JUL arts as well. We'll get those out in a bit. Yeah, I just wanted to try something a little different. I mean, we can keep going and add more in there and some smaller ones. We can add just white snow. Some bigger ones. Just so we've got this feel of sort of reflective, bright white snow. I don't know what you think. I don't know whether it works or it doesn't, but I quite like it. It's cute. It's cute. And I think I'll keep going and adding some more of these little grey. I'm not going to use the powder blue. I think I'm just going to use the 10% and the white, and we'll just add a few more of these blobs in. Like this. Okay. We do need to finish our snowman, so I think I'm going to put the prisms to one side, and I don't want to get rid of all the tape and that yet. I think, where's my reds? Here it is. Okay, I think we'll go in. I'm going to do I'll bring you back in. So I think we're going to do the scarf. So I'm going to do the scarf the same as we did the others, as the hat and the candy cane. So I think it stands out nicely. So we're going to go 288. We're nearly there, folks. I know it's been a long video. This is the trouble with just doing a colour with me once a week. You actually probably get longer time with me than you used to before. And 251. And then the tomato one, which is just exactly the same as the hat. Like that. And then probably the bit we should focus on is maybe the bits where they fold over and things. So here on this bit of snowman, I'm going to make that bit dark and that bit dark. So exactly the same as we did before, but I'm just changing up where I put the reds. 251. And then we'll do 233 in there, the tomato one in there, just lightly. Okay, and then we're gonna carry the theme on with the dark bit of the stripe at the bottom, but we can just make this a bit darker maybe. 251. And then our tomato just at the top. Okay, alright, let's bring in, let's have some red and some brown for these little birdies. They would look very cute like that. These are the browns, aren't they? Yeah, they're the browns. So let's have the red on their chests. Let's do them like little robin birds. Put the red like that. Same order. Like that. And then we'll go in with the browns that we used for the twigs and the eyebrows. So 660, 662 and 705 the beige. So, and let's put the brown in. They should look really cute against that. dark blue sky. Okay, we will activate it in a second. Let's just get all this in. A bit more of that really dark brown, I think. Like that. And we'll do it on the wing. So let's have the darkest towards the sky there. Then we'll come in with our tea brown. Oh, have I got that right? Yeah. Oh! I think they would erase, wouldn't they? Okay. Beige. My fault, I'm pressing way too hard. Dark brown. And then the tea brown. Okay, let's try and activate him. If it doesn't work, I'll just do it dry with them, but let's try and activate and see how our little robin looks. And then the brown. Oh, make sure my brush is clean. Activate those browns. Oh, they're cute. Then I'm going to take a little bit of that 125, the softer orange, and put that on the beak. Maybe a little bit in there. I didn't let it dry, but okay. Alright. So let's do the other one. That's cute. They're very cute little robiny birds. Alright, we'll do it the other way around. Let's do the dark round this side. Then the mid one. And the tomato. Oh, I really like them. They're very cute. Oh, excuse me. We're nearly there, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've loved it. I think I'm going to do some splattering though on the background. I'm going to cover the little birds up. And I think I'm going to do some splattering on the background too. Just because I'm not very good at doing random snowflakes, and it just looks really effective when you splatter. Some more of that beige in there. Okay. I love these little robins, they're so cute. I'm not even going to try and activate that beak. Okay. Oh, very sweet. Okay, so let's go and do the whole scarf. And I'm just wondering whether... Yeah, let's go and do the whole scarf. And you do the robins and everything, and then we'll meet back up. And I think I'm going to do some outlining and a bit of splattering, I think. And we need to do something with the bow. And the... Oh, do you know what I've done? Look what I've done. I'm such a lunatic. Look. I need a white stripe. I don't know if that's going to come out. Well, it's good to see if it's not going to come off. I'll Posca it. So we want the, like the candy cane, I was going to do it white, red. So, alright, I'll see you when I've done it. Okay, we're getting there now. I'm going to do black buttons because I think they'll look cool, and I'm going to do gold accessories. So I'm going in with the same colours we used for the Smile, which is black and then the charcoal grey. I am not going to activate it, I don't think, because I'm very, very shaky at the moment. And I am going to spoil it. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do those. And then I think I'm going to come in with some... Let's deepen that up. I think I'm going to come in with some gold pen. And then we're going to do... we're going to do some outlining. So I'm trying to be quick because I know that you guys will have sat and, you know, this was going to be an incredibly long video, but then most of mine now are going to be, because we only have mostly Thursdays together, don't we? So most of my videos from now on are going to be long if we're doing colour with me's. I tell you what I did, that's why it won't go dark. That's because I'm using it the wrong way around. This is the dark. This is the black. And that was charcoal grey I was trying to put on. My lovely youngest son has ordered me Clara Markova's new book. I'm so excited. He wanted to get that for me for Christmas, so I can't believe it. I'm so excited to get it. And I see people have already done flip-throughs. Are you going to be getting it? I know it's expensive, but are you going to be asking for it for Christmas? Okay. Yes, that's cool. Alright, I'm going to get a gold gel pen. Now, I've got a couple here. They're all different, aren't they, these golds? They all come out different golds. So let's have a look. What have we got? We've got... what's this one? Pilot. That's a very yellow gold. Then I've got Uniball Signo. That's a nice one. Antique gold. And then what's the last one? Oh, a Pentel Dual Metallic Hybrid gold. That's a nice one. That's a very nice Christmassy gold, and it's sparkly. So I vote, let's mix the two. Which was that dark one? Was it the... wasn't that one? Was it this one? Yeah. I vote, let's see if we can mix the two up. So I've got the Uniball Signo gold and the Pentel Dual Metallic. So the Uniball Signo is darker. So let's put... let's see if it works. It might not. I'll bring you in a bit. I like blending gel pens, but it might not work. So let's just see. And then the hybrid. So we might just get... gosh, that's shiny. Look at that. We might just get a little bit of shading going on in there. You never know. If not, we've got a beautiful gold. Got to have some gold in here. So I'm coming around with the darkest one. And then let's go in with the hybrid one. It's lovely and sparkly, the hybrid. Yeah, so the husband, I was saying to you earlier and then I forgot to tell you, your husband was at the, has a hospital appointment today because he's been diagnosed with COPD, so they're doing some tests. He would not let me go with him. So don't think that I'm horrible for being at home colouring. He would not let me go. He said, I don't want you sitting at that hospital for hours on end while I'm being tested. So he's not very good at sharing feelings and emotions. So I'm at home doing this with you guys, taking my mind off everything till he gets home. So I don't know if you can see the difference in the golds on that. Either way, it's very beautiful. And then I'm going to do the gold thread on the buttons. Alright, so we've got buttons, we've got a gold ribbon, which I will come back to. We're going to add a bit of white, I think, to that. And I'm going to take my Prisma that we just used, that 10% French grey, and what I'm going to do is put it on this pom-pom. Like that. And I'm going to put it on this part of the hat. Just very simply, just going to colour it in. Okay, I think we're going to try. I'm going to try this white Posca, see if it works. Okay, and then I'm going to put white around this 10% French grey on the little hat. Be interesting to see how Posca works over these, because they are water-based pens. Whether it reactivates the watercolour or not, it might turn it pink, which would be horrible on his little hat. And then I'm going to get the Arrtx out, and there is a perfect colour for this to go in there. It's my favourite bit of finishing pages off all this. And then we're going to add some glitter. I know it's long. If I decide to do splattering, I'll do it off camera at another point, because we've been sat for a very long time. Okay, we're just going to take these out, and then we're going to come in with some other colour in there too, so don't panic. I know that makes it look very washed out, doesn't it? But I want white fluff as opposed to white snow here. So I needed to use something different. Alright. And then the pom-pom here. Straight over that acrylic paint, no worries whatsoever. Get rid of the black. There we go, isn't that cute? Alright, let's see. So I've got my Arrtx pastel pens here. Absolutely love these and be perfect for these colours. So I don't want white, I don't think, on my snowman. I'm thinking number 3, wouldn't that look cool? What is that? Number 3 is Robin's Egg. Let's try a bit of Robin's Egg. Number 3, here. No, it's not number 3. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, so it's like a very, very pale mint. So let's have a go. Shall I not do it on his head? Just in case. I'm going to take these out. Like that. I'm going to come out a bit because I'll lose you, just a little bit. Okay. Like that. I never learn my lesson. I'm right-handed and I never start from the left-hand side. Okay. Yeah, I like that against that blue background. I didn't activate the scarf either, just because time's getting on a bit. Okay, so we've got that. Shall we do white round the snow? Oops. Let's do white round the snow and see how that looks. Depends on how opaque my Posca's going to be. It's been very sort of translucent. I don't like it. Yeah, they're just not working very well. So maybe we'll get blue for the snow, shall we? We could even add a bit of pink. Let's have 13, which is shy blue. There it is. Test it's working properly. Perfect. I don't know if I like the outlines. I don't know if they're dark enough. I might need to use a darker pen. I don't know. So we could have some blue snow too. Got to be done, folks. It's got to be done. And then I want to glitter things up a bit. I'm going to use, I don't know if I'll use stickles. I'm running out of lots and lots of supplies, so yeah, I quite like the blue on there. Look, it's drying a bit darker so you can see it. It's better than having the black outlines, I think, in my opinion. And then we're going to take I'll come back to the fluff on his hat. You've got to love a Tule art. Gotta love the Tule arts. I do love them. We could also have, we could have had a little bit of lilac too. I'll keep going with the blue though. One last boulder of snow. Oh no, a few more boulders of snow. I do have lots of sets, but I always seem to come back to using the pastel. I love the confetti set, that's gorgeous. Well, they're all amazing, but I always seem to come back to using the same ones. Okay, we're going to take number 1, which is Lullaby, which is like a pale beige colour. And we're just going to go in around that white, inside that white, if I can get it working. I'm not very good at cleaning them off. There we go. Inside that white and just bringing out some of that shadow on those little fluffy bits so that it doesn't, it stays different to our snow. So I'm just following the white lines and putting some of this lullaby in it. Like that. So we keep the sort of, and it will dry lighter than this, but it goes really well with that 10% French grey. Alright, that's cute. We can do that. Let's outline down our candy cane with Lullaby. we go, gives us a bit of grey instead of just plain white. Anything else? No, I think that's that. Move some bits down here, and then I'm going to take Jelly Roll Moonlights, and I've got here, I know it's got the numbers on it, so I'll hold it up. This is like a lilac colour. Here we go. And Jelly Roll Moonlight. And let's do some of these dots in lilac instead of black. I might as well slow down because the video is about 3 million years old and long anyway, so I could have broke it down into 2, but yeah, so if you want a copy of this, it's imusic.com. Here's the is where I got mine from. I don't know if they're back in stock or not. They're iMusic. Absolutely brilliant company. Comes beautifully packaged. They deliver quickly. But I know people were having trouble getting it. Some of my members were saying they hadn't got it back in stock. I think they got, like, you could get Maria Troll's new book, but this one wasn't available. So I don't know when it'll be back. I'm hoping soon. Be nice for you guys to have it before Christmas, wouldn't it? Oh, I'll tell you the other thing while I'm rabbiting on is Teresa Goodridge. You know the Night Before Christmas book that I absolutely love by I can't remember who it was by now, but I used to do it a lot when I first started on the channel at Christmas. We used to get it out and I loved it, and they stopped publication of it. Teresa Goodridge was redoing it the night before Christmas. I pre-ordered it because I was so excited about getting it and being able to share it with you guys. And they changed the delivery date to the 31st of January. I mean, I ask you, the night before Christmas. We want it the night before Christmas, way before the night before Christmas, not January when nobody can be bothered to do any more Christmas pages. Just ridiculous. What's the world coming to, folks? I don't know. So I was so upset about that. I was like, I'm cancelling. Okay. I'm just finishing my dottage. I like to do the finishing bits with you, and then I'm going to put some glitter on him. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how watercolours respond. Watercolour pencils respond to okay. I don't know how they would respond, so I'm a bit worried about doing it. I need to take my gold back, and he's going to have gold tassels. Okay. Here we go. And we're nearly there. Alright, I want some white Posca on his eyes. And a little bit of highlight on those little eyes. Like that. Maybe on the top of the coal. And the button. And I want to do it on the gold. So let me see. I'm going to take out, I'm just going to put just to bring it out a little bit more, because it always looks so flat to me when you've just put gold gel pen on. Like that. Okay, what do you reckon, folks? Okay. Do I want anything else? Do I want some... Yeah. What about Mod Podge? I'm just worried about putting it on. Let's just do it. Come on, let's do it, folks. Got it open. So this is Mod Podge Extreme Glitter. Absolutely gorgeous. It is like Stickles Diamond without the bumps on the reverse page. So, I'm going to take a paintbrush. Make sure you wash it off afterwards. Gosh, that is a nice paintbrush. I don't want to use that one. Okay, well, that's all I've got to hand. So, let's go in with a little white bit. And just see what happens. I'm just going to sort of dab it on rather than... I think dab it on rather than brush it. Because it's water-based, it is going to reactivate that watercolour. So I'm just going to dab it on. That's my tummy rumbling again. Okay, I don't know if you'll see this initially, but once it dries, it's wow. Incredible stuff. I'm going to have to spread that out. Got way too much on my brush there. But it is like a glue, so if you're using a brush, wash your brush off. Yeah, it does reactivate the watercolour. So dab it on, don't like try and brush it. I don't know if you can begin to see that glitter start to come through. I am loading it on there. But why not? It's Christmas, folks. Christmas. I've left a few bits of black there. I will go back in and redo them. I like it. And then, just because I can, I'm going to put some on these little... And it goes on white, but it will dry clear. I'm just going to put some on these just to bring these out even more. There we go. I absolutely love this stuff. I don't know if you can pick up on that glitter already. And then what I'm going to do is take off that masking tape and I'll pick it up and show you. Putting a bit down here. Okay, right, I'm going to go and wash this lovely brush off. It's a really nice brush. I'm going to go and wash that off. I'm going to dry it, take off the masking tape, and then I'll pick it up and show you what it looks like. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Okay, here he is. I have used that dang masking tape, which I said I'd never use again, but I've run out of washi tape and it has ripped the back of my page, so be really careful. Thankfully it's just the top of that's missing. I'm sure I'll be able to cover it up, but it's so annoying, so annoying. Okay, so here he is. He's not quite dry, but I really hope my lighting will pick up that glitter on him. The other thing I was thinking that I'd like to have done is sponge some silver on, maybe. I don't know, but it looks cool, doesn't it, with those little the little circly things that I did with the glitter. I hope they pick up. Anyway, thank you for spending the afternoon with me, or the day with me. I'd love to see your versions if you do our snowman. Let us know. Let Christmas commence. Oh yes, Christmas colouring. Incredible. I love it. Alright, my lovely friends, thank you for joining me. So until we meet again next time, I don't know if there'll be anything on Monday. If Clara's book comes, there may well be. If not, I'll see you Sunday for membership in Romantic Country 2, Wednesday Patreon, and if not, I'll meet you back here next Thursday. So until we meet then, take really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.